Arjet, and I'm one of the co-owners of the Hideout, and I am the director of the youth program here. 3 years ago, I was sitting at a festival, and I just happened to be in a row with 3 other parents, and we were like, whoa, we're all parents in the improv community. Really, really rare. And so we were all like, what would it be like if we had a show that our kids could come see? And we got a couple other people to join us, and we put on a show that we felt comfortable having our kids come to, like for our kids. So we kind of aimed for that elementary age.
What are you doing, Ed?
Oh, I'm dancing, Mom!
I'm just being a caterpillar.
Like we did one run of a month, 4 weeks. And after that month was up, we're like, no, this is awesome. Like the kids like it, the parents like it. There's nothing else like this. And so I looked around to see if there were other improv programs for kids in the country, and there's not a lot. Like I asked on forums, I asked people who knew things, and like there were places that would do programs where their kids would have like graduation shows, or there'd be a few places where they would have a show for kids like once a month. But there wasn't any place that did that regularly. Improv for youth, I think it's meant for youth. Like in the shows, the kids are actually able to get on stage. I think that's a real bolstering to their self-confidence, that they're trusted to be able to do these things. You know, like you come on stage, you see a little 3-year-old come on stage, and they may be really shy, and they may even like not be sure about it, or maybe sister has to come up with them. But if they're on stage, that's their first experience at 3 years old. I really love teaching children because they tend to be pretty honest, at the younger ages especially. Like they don't have as much internally when they're really young, but whatever they've got, they're pretty much willing to share. They're really generous that way, sharing who they are with the audience. By the time you're an adult, you really close that off because you're afraid that people won't like who that person is. Now I have to say, I just taught an adult improv class last night, and it was also a blast. So I probably just like teaching everybody. It's just that adults, you have to break out of their shell. Adults are there for a different reason a lot of times, so they do a lot more communicating with each other. You know, they're a lot more team building for them, and that's awesome. You know, I really like that. Classes at the Hideout offer, we're working on a range from youngest to oldest. Eventually we'd like to serve a population from 5 years old up to 16 years old. At the youngest ages, it's all about unleashing creativity. It's one of the reasons that we always have our classes on the stage, because it's a very creative place. You know, you feel really creative when you're surrounded by doors and curtains and props and that sort of stuff. So I definitely want to help unleash their creativity. I want them to learn to work with other kids. I want to learn storytelling. Storytelling is so important to our culture. It's what becomes good writing. But in young children, storytelling is the beginning of it. And so I try to help them out with that because it's the very basis of all communication.
Oh, look, a cow.
They can't think of anything that's not YouTube.
Oops.
You hit a longhorn.
Oh.
I can't really feel it.
That's a sin. I'm gonna go check it out.
Where are we?
College Station. I'm okay.
You're better than that house.
It's just those stupid A&M fans. Okay.
Yeah, I think improv is really good for kids, especially kids this age, because it's the time when they're starting to learn to close themselves off more and to be more appropriate for the world, which is really important. They have to know that skill, but too many people learn that skill but don't retain the ability to be themselves. So a lot of this is kind of wiping away the societal norms, the societal expectations, all the thoughts that you have that keep you safe in the real world. Wipe them away so what comes out is your actual self. Yeah, I think it helps the kids become more authentically themselves, and hopefully they'll hold on to that as they grow. You know, I'm not in charge of that, so we'll see what happens. But I hope that, at least for right now, that they have the real world where they have to do things, and then this play world where they can be more themselves.